If a CIO is looking at a rising Azure bill right now and wants to figure out what's actually driving up the cost, where should they start looking?
So if your transaction line is growing faster than your storage line, then you've got an access pattern problem. So something's constantly hitting your storage over and over again. And it's not typically users, it's things like indexing services, antivirus scans, lifecycle policies generating their own data. So it's really more about the noise surrounding your data. If egress is climbing, you've got a topology problem. So the data's in the wrong place relative to how it's being used. And you're paying more to move those bytes of data across regions repeatedly over and over again. And then if your retrieval fees are spiking, you've got a tiering problem where either you've got data that should be in a cold or archive tier in a hot tier, or vice versa. And then if you've got it in these cold tiers, but you're accessing it all the time, you're paying these really high retrieval fees that are negating any storage savings you would have gotten. So those are three of the primary diagnostics that an analysis that we're seeing that most IT teams skip today.
Why do you think most teams are skipping those diagnostic steps entirely?
I think it's not easy, right? So the teams are looking at the invoice, and the invoice is really meant for billing. It's not meant to show you how to optimize your costs. So when finance comes to you and says, "Hey, we want a 20% reduction," the FinOps team is looking at the dashboard and going across the line items, and the first thing they're picking out is, "Oh, storage tiering is the most expensive thing. If we cut that by 20%, we'll fix everything." But the problem is that it's not usually the tier itself that's causing the issues. It's all these other things. And some teams will spend months going through and optimizing the wrong line item just because they haven't done the initial analysis ahead of time.
Are you saying Microsoft and other cloud providers could make cost diagnosis easier but choose not to?
Hmm. Let me be diplomatic here. The data's there. You just need to build the dashboards to get that information. Again, the default invoice is built for billing, not for diagnosis. And it's perfectly clear that a diagnostic view would make it easier for customers to stop using services they don't need. But I'll let you draw your own conclusions, whether that's coincidence or not.